What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Zave's Corner. First of all, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. Happy Love Day. Hopefully you received love. Hopefully you gave a little love, and hopefully you did things that were decent and in order. If you were a single on this Valentine's Day, hopefully this will be your last time being single. But if you're single by choice, hopefully it was a good one. To all the beautiful people that are in relationships, situationships, maybe. And to all the married couples, happy Love Day to you. Hopefully you took the opportunity to just express your love just a little bit more than what you would normally do throughout the 364 days of the year. I am so excited about you all being with us tonight because we are talking about Black love. That's right. Listen, y'all, do me a favor real quick. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure that you go ahead and share this post if you are watching us live from Facebook. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you the conversation that I've had with these three beautiful couples as we discuss Black love. But before we go any further, I have to pause because on Thursday, I received some very devastating news about a good friend of mine, Mr. John Conyers out of South Carolina. John was a very good friend of mine, a faithful man of God, a family man, a good friend. He was a part-time DJ. He was a teacher. But John was just an overall good dude. And unfortunately, John has now joined the Heavenly Choir and has now met his Heavenly Father. And so I want to send my love and my condolences to John's family, to his wife, Sister Tisha Conyers, and to his boys, and to his mother and siblings and extended family. May his memory be a true blessing, as John was a blessing to us here on earth. And so let us continue to lift them in our thoughts and prayers as we go throughout the week. John, you will be missed, my friend, but don't crown him until we get there. All right. Of course, if you're looking for ways to partner with us, we've got 4 different ways for you to partner with the Greatness Foundation. You can PayPal us at greatfoundxr@gmail.com. You can Zelle us at 404-435-3089. You can Cash App us at $GreaterLove1208, or you can make checks payable to Greater Love Enterprises, P.O. Box 492574, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349. And as always, we would love for you to partner with us in this great venture. Listen, tonight, I've sat down with these 3 beautiful couples as we discuss Black love, and I am just so excited about the conversation that's getting ready to take place. It is pre-recorded as we taped it last week to give them an opportunity to not have to do anything on Valentine's Day, but enjoy one another. But the conversation was so much fun to have with them. So without further ado, I'm going to toss it to my better half, my twin, Zave. Let's do it. All right. Thanks so much, Zave, for tossing it to me. Again, folks, welcome to another episode of Zave's Corner. As I mentioned before, this is a pre-recorded episode of Zave's Corner. As it is Valentine's Day, it is the day of love, the season of love. And what better way to talk about love than with 3 beautiful, happily married couples who can give us some real life tips on what it means to be in love. So tonight, I'm so very excited to have with me some great people. Let's go ahead and bring them out. Let's let them tell you a little bit about themselves, tell you how long they've been married, where they're from, and we'll get straight to it. The first couple that we're going to bring out is, what's going on, folks? What's up?
What's up, man?
My brother and my sister. Listen, tell me your names. Where are you currently, and how long have you been married?
My name is Chanel Robinson, and this is Cameron Robinson. I thought he was gonna say his name.
Oh, all right.
It's okay. And we live in Jonesboro right now, and we've been married for a little over 2 months.
Okay, 2 months. All right. Come on with your last name Robinson. When y'all hit it rich, just don't forget your broke cousin Zave. We love you. Great. Well, listen, guys, I'm so excited to have you on the show. Thank you so much for lending your voice. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about what it's been like in these 2 months. This is exciting.
For sure.
Awesome.
Rubs hands like Birdman. All right, our next couple that we're going to bring out, let's see, bring them out, is none other than, watch out now. It's wait. Oh, it's the queen wave for me. It's green wave. My Lord. Tell us your name, where you're from, and how long you've been married.
Well, we are Timothy and Wanda Hindley. We have been married for over 10 years, and we are originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but we currently live in Virginia.
Originally from Atlanta. First of all, shout out to my recurring guest, my auntie. Gotta show love to, look, you was waiting on that one. You was waiting on that one. And to my uncle, the OG, the real OG. Welcome to Zane's Corner, man. So glad to have you. Thank you for marrying my auntie, because I got a great uncle out the deal.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Y'all know I love you, and I'm so glad to have you on. Can't wait to talk to you about your journey in marriage and, share some advice with what we got going on, all right? And then last but certainly not least, this beautiful couple right here. Let's bring them on out. What's up, family?
What's going on, man?
Listen, tell us your name, where you're from, and how long have you guys been married?
My name is Ebony Aiken. This is my husband, Christopher Aiken. We're from Columbia, South Carolina, and we will be married 6 years in April.
6 years in April. Good.
Yes.
What was I doing 6 years ago? Child, I don't know, but I was celebrating y'all getting married. So congratulations. Listen, y'all, I'm just so excited to have each and every one of you on. We do have a couple of house rules here in Zabe's Corner. The first and foremost is this is a judgment-free zone. We believe in being transparent. We welcome all opinions and ideas. And although this is a pre-recorded show, we do ask that as you are watching to drop your comments. You never know. You might make it on the big screen. You can go back and tell your mama, hey, they flashed my comment on the screen. Maybe not. But talk to us and let us know what's going on. Listen, y'all ready for this conversation tonight?
Yes, let's go.
All right, let's do it. I love to hear it. Black love. So all of you all are married. I want to talk to the fellas and the brothers first. Listen. When did you know you were ready to get married? Like, what was that moment like? Were you nervous? Were you jittery? Were you like, yeah, I got this? Like, confidence was on 1,000? Like, talk to me about what was going on in that moment. I'm not going to call you out unless you start getting shy. Then I'll start calling you. It sounded like you was ready to jump in.
I'll jump in. Well, I mean, for me, it was more so about moments, for me, like her showing me that she would be there. And, once she showed me that, then I was like, all right, well, this is the one that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. So since then, we just got married. So it was kind of, we got married, what?
About 7 months.
8 months into us meeting each other. So
wow.
Once she showed me that she was going to be down, so I was like, yeah, like this is the one. Like,
you weren't wasting no time. You was like, I ain't even gonna chance it.
I don't know. I mean, she was the one. She was ready, but I was taking my time.
As much as 8 months is time taken.
Okay, cousin. You was like, listen, baby, we got a little timeline we got going on here. You need to go ahead and say what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Both of y'all like, yeah.
I'll wait for my segment so you can.
Okay, we gonna get your side. Cam, talk to me, man. What was like? When did you know? Like, you was like, listen, man, I'm done. I ain't nothing else out here for me. Like, this is my heart right here. This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. No, I'm just playing with you. Like, what was that moment like?
Me? Oh, my bad. So, I would say just my time dating. I always dated to marry. But trust me, just trials and tribulations going through that. And I actually took a time to myself and kind of start reading the Bible more, started being more spiritual, And normally I always jump from relationship to relationship, but that time I actually took my time and just to get to know me. And then so me and Chanel, we just start talking. She wanted to talk to me before, and I was like, not right now, and eventually we just hung out. And from there, it led on to me coming over there every day after work she stayed next to my job in Hateville, so I came there every day after work.
Okay.
And like, oh, come on, I want to say probably like 3 months. I told my dad that I would marry Chanel. Yeah, yeah. I know it was big for me too. I've never told anything about like anybody. So from there, I don't know what specifically it was. Chanel is just a warm, loving person, and she doesn't judge, and she definitely gives good advice, and she's well thought out. So I think those were the main things for me.
You knew.
Yeah.
Don't you crown me, Chanel. Go get the crown me right now. This is not the crying segment, okay? Segment. What was that moment like, man? What was it like for you? How did you know?
Well, it's a little bit different for me. Wanda and I have known each other since we were 10 and 11 years old. Once Wanda graduated from high school, we actually went to the same church. And I'm a year younger than she was. I actually proposed to her right there on the church yard.
Okay, come on.
She looked at me and she laughed. And she went on, she went on to Claflin. She went on to live her life. So did I. We reconnected. And at the time we reconnected, much like Brother Cam, I was in a place where I was searching for a closeness with God. And I was so deep and so wrapped up in trying to find what God had for me that when I looked up, she was there. It's a funny story that I was never on Facebook, but all of my friends in seminary, they were always talking when it came back in, like, why are you not on Facebook? This is years ago. It's like, I'm not on Facebook or whatever the case may be. So later that night, I went home and I clicked on Facebook and I signed up. And what came up was a Wanda Cloud friend suggestion.
Oh, wow.
I clicked on it. And, from that moment, we have been nonstop. And when she came to Atlanta, because at the time she was in Virginia and I was in Atlanta, she came to Virginia when she was coming to Atlanta. And when she would leave, I felt like the wind just left. Every time she pulled out the yard, every time she left my presence, I just felt like the wind just taken away from me. And I was like, you know what? I went to my mom and I said, listen, I can't take it. I'm moving to Virginia. And here we are.
Oh, wow.
Years later, we're married.
What? You just was like, let me pack the bachelor pad up and go.
I did.
That's exactly what
I did.
Okay, come on, confident. That's exactly what he did. What? So fellas, now we got to hear the ladies' point of view. Ladies, and we'll go in order. We'll start with Ebony. How did you know? Because it sounds like you applied a little pressure. What's up?
I definitely applied the pressure. Okay. But it's partly because I came in already having a 1-year-old for one. And so at that time I had been singing for a while, and I had been consistently praying to God, like, I'm not dating nobody else, God. Like, I'm not, like, I just want to be married. I just want to be with the person you want me to be with. I'm not out here playing. I don't want to play any more games. Like, God, I am ready right now. I don't want to be by myself anymore. So I need you to send him. So the next day I met Christopher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That, like, I don't know. Like, I know that's not how it goes for most people, but that's my story. Like, I had a long conversation with God the night before I met Chris, and he was like telling me how he was in church and he's a pastor's kid, and he's serious about it. Like, he don't miss a Sunday. Like, Lord, y'all, like, Chris can be sick and he is getting up. And I'm like, that's nasty. I'm just like, but nah, he's going. And so that commitment, I think it was like a week later, I was like, you want to get married? He said no.
So you was like, you shot your shot. You was like, I'm gonna go for the gusto. Like, dude, what's up? What's up?
I prayed about it. I felt like the Lord answered my prayer, but we definitely had our bumps in the road before, we decided that, okay, no, for real, we gonna do this, but it wasn't that long, of course, 8 months. But, I think it was just definitely the fact that he loved God and he was very serious about his relationship with God and being in the church. And that was, and he was a hard worker. So I was like, let me lock this up.
Oh, you was gonna make sure nobody else had a chance. It was done, son. Okay, cousin. Okay, Chris, let me find out my cousin didn't just wrap you up in a prayer and a couple of smiles. Huh? Let me find out. So Chanel, talk to me. Because Cam done went to his daddy. He done went to his daddy, and he done told his daddy, we finna get married. Chanel, what was it? Had you been praying about this? You was like, what you do? Girl, you had him coming to your house after work. Chanel, talk to the people. Let them know what's going on.
Okay. So I guess starting back some years ago, Cameron and I actually went to high school together, and we dated in high school. Okay. And then we went our separate paths, and it's crazy because I have a really close friend that I grew up with. Her name is Elsa, and I remember telling her and her sister in 10th grade that we dated that this was going to be the man I was going to marry. Like, and it's so funny because they say that all the time, but I knew then in high school, like, this is my husband, like, this is it, and obviously we went our separate ways. And I think that was just so great because within that 10, 11 year time span, we had the time to grow and mature and have our own lives before we came back and joined together forever. So God just works in mysterious ways. I joined an organization in college, and my best friend turned out to be Stephanie, Zave's cousin. Turned out Stephanie is Cameron's cousin. And throughout that 10-year time frame, I have never ran into someone in my life as much as I ran into this man. Like, he's just, I can't even describe to y'all from the saddest points of running into each other to the happiest points of running into each other. But in that 10-year time frame, we always ran into each other. So Cameron was dating someone, and I told Stephanie, and I was like, you let me know when he's single. Like, when he's single, because, I want to do this the right way. So when he's single, you let me know, and I'm going to shoot my shot. She texted me one day and told me that him and his girlfriend broke up. And within 10 minutes, I had slid in his DMs. And I was like, so like he said at the time, he had other stuff going on and it just didn't work out in that moment. But I feel like a month or so later, we just reconnected. And I knew Cameron was going to be my husband because I went on a trip to Houston with my friends. And we talked the whole time. Like, my friends would go out in the evenings, and I'm not really a club person or anything. And Cameron and I would be on the phone from when they left to when they came back at like 4 or 5 in the morning, just talking. I was stranded at the airport, and I lived in East Point. So I'm like 5 minutes from Hartsfield Jackson. Cameron was 45 minutes away and drove to come pick me up from the airport and drive me 5 minutes to my house. That is when I knew this is going to be the man that I married, because I knew he would literally do anything for me and that he made me a priority. So right before that time, I was going through a really difficult time in life, and I had a lot of things going on that I just was afraid to throw on someone coming into a relationship. And I was very honest with Cameron and told him everything that was happening. And I've never had someone be so accepting of me and my flaws and my issues and just all of that. And that just let me know, like, he was just such an amazing person and such a good man. And that's just something I had always asked for from God, was to just give me like a truly, genuinely good person. Because that's just really hard to find these days. And I feel like for the early 20 age range, especially, like, men just aren't really... It just isn't the men that I was dealing with. Let me not say all, because that's not true.
Okay, yeah. Clear it up now. All right. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I just wasn't finding what I was looking for until I found Cameron. So yeah, it's been 12 years since I knew this was gonna be my husband. So it just took a little time.
Well, bruh, she told God about you in the 10th grade. You really you couldn't even marry nobody if you wanted. Like, she had already told God, like, yeah, you belong to me. I want that one right there in the class. Oh, get him.
Yeah, bro. I didn't even know until we started dating. She told me. So that was crazy.
You weren't like nervous. You weren't like, girl, you talking to God about me since the 10th grade?
Oh, I love to hear. I love to hear.
Hey, man. Listen, I ain't even mad at you. I mean, okay, all right. Chanel done marked the man. Cousin, she gave him a week and was like, put the ring on it. All right, Auntie. So let's see where we at. Let's see where we at. What's up, Auntie? Talk to me. Tell me.
Just as Tim said, the beginning of our relationship, he contacted me, well, reconnection of our relationship, I should say. He contacted me on Facebook. We would talk every now and then, and then I was coming home for Thanksgiving. And I was like, hey, would you mind picking me up from the airport? The message came back so quick. Absolutely, sure. What time? Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. So of course I'm nervous because we hadn't seen each other in a long time, So once I got there, he picked me up. We practically spent the weekend together. Like he would come pick me up. We would hang out, go out to eat, da 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 da. And it wasn't until it was time for me to go home. Like we went to church together, the whole shebang. When he dropped me off at the airport and he was pulling away, I texted my girlfriend and was like, what in the world just happened to me? I feel like I just got bit by the love bug. And I'm like, I'm not that kind of person. I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, thugger.
After that, we, of course, dating was hard because we live, miles apart. But we always made each other a priority. We would call in the morning. We would call, at night. We would date on the phone. We would watch TV together on the phone. I would find myself driving to Atlanta.
Wait, this was before FaceTime? Y'all was watching TV on the phone before FaceTime?
Yes.
Was this after 9 o'clock when the minutes was free after 9?
No, we was just straight talking.
Oh,
just
that's
straight
love.
talking. And I found myself just driving home. Like I would drive home occasionally, but even more so now. And then when I found myself spending more time with him than I was, my family, I was like, okay, there's something to this. And then when he made the suggestion of moving up, I was like, yeah, okay, right. And sure enough, he came up with all this stuff. And I was like, brother, it is on.
So, fellas, I ain't even finna sit here and hold y'all, man. Sound like the ladies really put it on y'all. Y'all really had to be done, All right, Chris, like, I don't know, but sound Chris, you ready to do it? Listen, man, you know what? The beautiful thing about it is, and the recurring theme is God was in it, right? God was at the center of it. And when we talk about love, we can't speak about love and not speak about the author and the creator of love, right? Whenever we are even in dating, right? If God's not in it, it's just not going to work. And so listening to your stories, it's so amazing because all of you all have spoken about how after you prayed or after you consulted with Christ, then you begin to see the manifestation of your prayers, or you begin to see the assurances that you needed. And to me, that's so powerful to hear. So I want to ask a question. And when I ask the question, I'm going to let y'all look at each other first. And then I want you to answer the question. Who get on who nerves? Go ahead, look at each other. Go ahead.
Oh, that's easy.
That's easy.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Easy. Matter of fact, it was a discussion that we had earlier today. There's some things. Well, I came out for me, I came out of a relationship. I had a marriage where I had 3 other kids. And for me to date, that was important, raising boys. Because what I needed my sons to see was their father in a healthy relationship. Now, in that, I had some unhealthy habits. I reacted. And sometimes my reaction wasn't
the
best reaction. So now, as I'm getting older, we were just talking about things that I am no longer attached to, things that should bother me, but it no longer bothers me. But she's already there in that point in her life. I had to grow there. And she said something to me today about it. I said, you know what? It's an inherent response. It's a learned behavior that I'm trying to unlearn, what I'm unlearning right now. But here's the funny thing about it. Even out of the 11 years, we haven't had one argument. We haven't had one fight.
No yelling, no like raising up the voice.
No, because when I deal with him, I always put myself in his shoes. I always say, okay, if I was the one who made the mistake, if I was the one who did wrong, if I was the one who whatever, how would I want him to handle me or treat me or come at me? And so that's how I approach him when I speak to him, is that I look at it in terms of I'm talking to myself. So I'm not going to yell at myself. I'm not going to fuss and scream at myself. So when I approach him about things, I make sure that I do it in a manner that he will receive it, as opposed to refuting what I'm saying to him.
And you know what? Something along with that. When you're in a relationship and that relationship fails,
Yes,
and you're to take the blame, you learn from those mistakes. And the next thing you don't want to do is bring those mistakes into this next relationship. You don't want to bring that baggage. And what I learned is that all relationships can be healed if you give up your point of view. Kind of what she said. I look at it from her point of view. I would look at it from another person's point of view and understand that our relationship is more than just a marriage. It's so many layers. And that with so many layers, if I'm upset at my wife, well, that's still my best friend.
yes.
So if I'm upset at my wife and my best friend, that's my foodie partner. So
Yes.
if I'm upset at my wife, my best friend, and my foodie partner, that's still my cuddle buddy. If I'm still upset with them four, she's still my TV partner. So there's so many layers to the relationship that it's been wrapped around with so much love that I just think it's hard that you can just get to a place and just be like screaming and yelling without understanding that who she is to me.
That is so profound, because now we begin to talk about being more than just a spouse, right?
Yes.
And I think a lot of times society teaches us, even growing up in the church myself, you're taught, pray for a wife or pray for a husband, but you're not taught to pray for a partner. You're not taught to pray for a friend, a best friend, a confidant, someone that you can share with and that you can also receive from them. Someone a lifelong learner per se. And so I think that is truly profound and commendable, that you all are able to even share that with each other. Like you said, Auntie, that perspective of saying, let me look at you the way I would want to look at myself. If I'm raising my voice at you, would I want to raise my voice at myself? To me, that it's those small things that really make the difference, and it's those small mindset changes that are like, all right, this will make or break us. Because a lot of people go into marriage and they're like, yeah, this ain't really what I thought it was going to be. And 6 months down the road, they're like, all right, you can go back to your mama's house, or, you can go chill at your partner's house, and we cool from there. But I truly think that is commendable. I'm over here taking notes. So, if that day comes, I'm already prepared. So I'm going to attribute that one. I'm going to drop that on my future wife and be like, yeah, raby, when we argue, like, I ain't going to raise my voice, because I'm going to talk to you like I want to be talked to. All right. That one. Chris, Eb, talk to me. Y'all are just first of all, let me just say, it's so beautiful watching y'all like post and tweet about each other on Facebook and stuff. I just be like, oh, they're so cute. Talk to me. How do you all, who gets on whose nerves first? And if y'all say, oh, we don't get on each other's nerves, how is that possible?
We both get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, we both have our moments.
We both have our moments.
Okay.
Definitely. But I think for us, our biggest thing was just learning how to properly it's just communication. Communication is always like the biggest thing. Always. So like, for example, I might like, this is something that we've gotten past. Like, we don't really have this issue anymore. So I might say something, and in my mind, I might have said it as clear as I thought to say it. Like, as specific as I thought to say it. But in his mind, he said, so what you trying to say is, and I'm like, wait, hold on. No. I said exactly what I meant. He's just like, no. You're trying to imply that no.
Chris be like, let me just make sure I'm hearing what you're saying. So what you did was, and Ebony be like, baby, that ain't even close. How did you do that?
Right. I'm kind of like, where'd you get that from? How'd you get that out of what I said? But that's something that I don't really think we have that issue anymore. Like, so we just really had to learn. And for him, he's like, it's like all about the details. Like when I'm trying to talk about something in depth, like I have to be as clear and as precise as possible, so he can completely understand where I'm coming from. And he had to learn how to not jump the gun. Like, wait, let me get my full thought out and ask questions. Like, he had to learn how to ask questions. I think that was your biggest thing. Like, he had to learn how to ask me questions to get a good understanding. Now, before I get upset. So what you're trying to say is, what you're telling me is, and then from there, you kind of surpass the whole argument because we have a clear line of communication of what's happening. And if for one, if the conversation is going left, a lot of times for me, I'm just like, okay, hold on, wait, stop. Because somewhere along the way, I said our lines got crossed and we're not on the same page anymore. So let's figure out where the miscommunication went. And, that also can stop things from blowing up if it doesn't need to. So it was just pretty much, it's just communication. But there's still things that he does get on my nerves. And most of the times, it's just little things. And I'm just like, okay, you know what?
You roll with it.
Exactly. Honestly, it's really about picking and choosing your battles. Everything is not worth about a conversation. Now, don't get me wrong. Some things you can't let go because it can just ball over and turn into something bigger. But certain things, like how he cleaned the toilet and how I clean the toilet, we said yesterday. I'm just like, you know what?
Chris,
Chris,
you had a problem with the way you was cleaning the toilet, bro? It's a toilet. I'm just saying, bro, all you do is just maybe we do the same.
She's so things. Detailed, man. So I gotta think too much when I'm cleaning.
I'm like, no, do that first. Yeah, and then he's like, and you leave out.
Yeah.
Leave out the bathroom.
I'd have been like, baby, the kids calling your name downstairs in the basement somewhere.
You can clean if you want.
Right. I'm in here trying to help out,
Yeah, that's one of those pick and choosing things. Okay, I'm just going out. Let me go. I'm just go.
Chris, she could have had a problem with the dishes, the living room, with the toilet, dog.
Come on, bro.
We got kids. We got little kids.
Oh,
okay.
Even if you didn't have kids, it would still be the toilet. Like you said, picking and choosing. So we're not gonna use the toilet as the problem no more. Chris, I'm on your side on that one. I know me and Ebony blood.
I did not argue with him about it. I didn't. I'm saying that was one of those things I chose to be like, you know what, I'm just going.
If we can survive Century Camp meeting toilets, I think any clean toilet anywhere is.
I ain't touch those.
You know what? I'm not going there with you. All right, Chanel, talk to me, because you guys. I ain't even gonna say y'all the youngest on the block, because Chanel had this thing on lock for 12 years. Cam, you know how long talk to me. Who gets on whose nerves?
I wouldn't say we haven't had a real confrontation yet. or well,
But we're not even gonna put yet on it.
We're
We
never
don't-
gonna have that. Yeah, for sure. So we never gonna have that. But I could say one time I was just getting frustrated because baby girl, I'm not like I'm a real disciplined. Like I want everything. Like I want you to do this.
I'm sorry. Let's clarify. Baby girl is a pit, right? Baby.
Yeah,
girl.
chip it.
Yeah. Baby girl's like my size. Go ahead.
So she's real sweet and everything, but she doesn't have any discipline because we share between houses, Chanel mom and then here. So when she comes here, she just she just loses her mind. So I'm just like, while I'm playing the game, like I don't want her in there. And Chanel's like, why you don't want her in there? Because Chanel, like she feels like I don't like her, but that's not how I feel. I don't not like baby girl. I like baby girl. I just want her to be more disciplined so I can like engage with her more because it's like a wild child. You know what I mean? It's not her fault. You feel me? It's not her fault, but like I just rather not deal with it. So and then so it was early in the morning, I'm trying to play the game. I was trying to close the door, Chanel going back and forth, and then I was like, we just had like a little like spat, and I ended up hurting Chanel's feelings in the mix of that, and that really it hurt my feelings from hurting her feelings. So like I was like honestly, after like I hurt her feelings, I was like, bro, like in my house, like bro, why, like, you know what I mean, like why, for real, like why? So later that day I had to, got some flowers, made up everything, and then I was apologizing to her. I'm finna cry, trying to
cry on, my brother. Ain't nothing wrong with crying. Cry.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I mean, that was I would say the only time, but like we don't act. Like I said, she's a great communicator, and she definitely takes lead with communicating. I'm never like resistant to communicate or anything like that, but she's such a good communicator that she knows the questions to ask, if something is getting out of hand. So, yeah, I think it's pretty much it. Other than that, like I say, playing wise, she gets on my nerves a little more.
Man, Cam, first of all, let me say I'm proud of you for doing what you need to do because you hurt Chanel feelings. We're going to have to hurt you. JK. But, that's responsibility, and like you said, that's stepping up to the plate and owning it. But I think the most profound thing that I can walk away from is when you said that you recognize that you would hurt Chanel's feelings, it hurts your feelings. Yeah. That's love, right? That's a sensation of love where when you're hurting, I'm hurting because we have now become one, right? The Bible says, for this reason, a man leaves his mother and father and cleaves to his wife, and the two flesh shall become one. Yeah. And so that is, to me, that's so profound. Chanel, I saw the tear. I'm over here like keeping mine in the corner right here. So, we right here, girl. We right here. We right here together. Listen, I need to ask y'all this. Is it important to tell your spouse you love them every day?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Ebony, come on. It's the head turn.
I don't know. Do we say it every day?
I don't know.
It's implied.
She's not affectionate. So she's not the affectionate one. No.
She's a locket. She can't help it. She can't.
I mean,
it's amazing because Chris, in the beginning, Tim was not the affectionate one.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, so, wow. At the very beginning of our relationship, he kind of laid down the rules and was like, look, I love you. I'm saying it now. I'm not going to say it again. Don't expect it every day. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That hard stance.
And are you trying to play my uncle?
No, he really did. You not, babe?
I did.
And I was like,
all right, okay. I got your back on.
But I was like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
Because I don't know if I could be with somebody that's not going to tell me they love them. But as time went on, now he is much more affectionate than I am.
Yeah.
But I love it though. So it can start off one way and end up a totally different way. So just because you are this person in the beginning of your relationship doesn't necessarily mean that's how the relationship will stay forever.
Right.
That's definitely something I don't exactly want to be this way, But it's exactly like because like he is very affectionate, and I'm just like, can you back up? I got little things, but I don't necessarily want to be that way because as his wife, like I really do want to be like everything for him. Like I want him to be fulfilled in every way, you know what I'm saying? And being that he's affectionate and he wants affection and he tells me, and then but he don't want to, that's the thing though, he don't want to have to keep reminding me. So he doesn't, babe, I need you to be a little more affectionate. Oh, sorry, babe. Okay. But that's definitely something I am trying to work on. But I don't think we say I love you every single day. I don't think either one of us say it every single day. But at the same time, like it shows every single day. Like it's not a sometimes thing. We don't really have like those off days where the whole day we're not talking. Like no, like we don't do that. So like even if we don't remember to say it every day, I think it's definitely shown every day.
Absolutely. And nonverbal communication is just the same as verbal, right? Because again, that could be the way that your hearts speak to each other. Some people they say I love you every day. Me personally, like if I get off the phone with you, you know how black people do. We be like, all right, I'm finna go, I love you, and then we'll circle back around to something else. I'll be like, all right, I love you, and I'm gonna keep saying it until you hang up. But it's different. It's absolutely different, but it's beautiful, right? Because it's your hearts are speaking to each other, so that's absolutely beautiful.
I was gonna say for us, if we're not like if we're both working all day, like if I don't see her because I work from home and she doesn't, if I don't see her and I talk to her, make sure I tell her I love her because you never know what can happen, so just want to always make sure she knows.
Oh, Chanel, you just gleaming right now. I'm enjoying this. I really enjoying this.
It's the Mexico tan. We just got back to Mexico, so I got this nice tan.
Everybody ain't able, baby, but we love it. Folks get proposed to on the beach, get married, and then 2-3 months in, they in Mexico. I'm gonna act up when I get married. JK, listen.
Definitely. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We definitely tell each other we love each other every day. Like Cam said, I physically go to work, so he's always sleeping when I leave. But I'll wake him up and like kiss him and let him know that I'm leaving and that I love him, and I'll see him later. And yeah, I feel like we're pretty affectionate towards each other. So we definitely are the type to let each other know we love each other every day.
That's beautiful. Listen, y'all, I want to play a quick little game. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Mm-hmm. All right, we ain't keeping score because my executive producer quit, so it's just me right now. So bear with me. Listen, I want to play a game, and what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. All right? If it's you, you'll point to yourself. If it's your spouse, you'll point to your spouse. Okay? Y'all know each other, right? All right, let me have a little sip real quick. All right. Woo, ready. Best cook. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Cam and Chanel, this applies to you with baby girl. Best with the kids.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. I tell y'all both are like, it's me.
That's because we have 6 kids, so we have a set of boys and a set of girls. So I do better with the boys, and he does better with the girls.
Don't feel. And the boys are the oldest.
Yeah,
I forgot y'all the Black Brady bunch. I forgot about that. Listen, most outspoken. Who's gonna send the burger back when it's wrong?
Oh yeah, definitely me.
Yeah, in fact, Chanel, totally.
Too chill.
Chris, Ebony, who gonna send the burger back?
Neither one. We're chill.
Probably not.
We're
Y'all ain't gonna send the burger? Nope. You just gonna eat that burger and it wasn't prepared right?
Ain't no way.
You know it's something else. So
The devil is a lie. I'm sending it back.
You get
Jeffrey,
this.
you need to get this. All right, listen. Last one. Who loves the other one more? Do you love who loves the other one more? You understand my question? Okay. All right. Who loves the other one more? Chris and Ebony.
I don't know.
That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one.
Y'all, listen. The funny part is, Ebony, you probably love Chris just as much as Chris loves you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like I think we gonna go down for each other. Like,
listen, the way y'all looked at each other, it was like, all right, listen, what we finna do? Have me out here looking crazy right now. We answering. All right. Listen, this is such a beautiful thing, man. You know, like I told you all before we started the show, watching each and every one of you from the outside, right? Because a marriage is only 3 people: you, your spouse, and God. That's it. There's nobody else on the inside. So watching you from the outside, and knowing you as individuals, it's a blessing and it's encouraging. Because your marriages and the examples that you set are so inspiring, and not just to me, but I'm sure to your family and to your friends. It is truly an encouragement, you know, in a time where society is not seeing people get married, right? You know, to witness Cam and Chanel, to remember that day where you proposed and having to keep that secret all the way to Florida. It just was like, my brother finna do this. Yeah. You know, like it was amazing. And to see the way that you all love each other, it's truly beautiful. Chris and Ebony, you know, like I shared with you all, I just watch, you know, how you guys interact on social media and the way that you all just express your love for each other, and kind of the weekly challenge or the weekly devotion that you have recommitted to each other. It's so encouraging, because it reminds us how important it is to share words of affirmation with one another, and to let the world know that this is a peaceful home. This home does not have anger and strife. Like, we good over here. You ain't got to worry about what we got going on. We're good, you know? So it's truly tremendous. If nobody else tells you, I enjoy it. I'm also a sap at heart, only on Saturdays. Thank God for premiering on a Sunday, though, so I don't have to be a sap. And excuse me. Auntie and Aunt, you know, growing up and watching you all and knowing, you know, to the extent of your story, only God can do something like that. Amen. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't get an opportunity to have somebody re-enter their life, and for God to show you to pick up your things and to get up and go and pursue, you know, like that's the definition of being a go-getter, man. Like, you got to show your Gucci belt on that one, dog. It's like, that's the real deal. Like, you know, love is truly beautiful. Before we get ready to get out of here, I need you all to answer a question, and then I got a charge to you. I need you to tell me just one thing that you would want to encourage, you know, someone who is pursuing marriage, or a couple that may be having a hard time or a rocky time in their marriage. What would you say to them? What would you say to them? It could be anything. It could be about communication. It could be about, you know, whatever is on your heart. What would you say to them? Y'all need a minute to kind of concoct that up, or y'all ready to shoot from the hip? Y'all ready?
Be an authentic you.
Say it again, up.
Be an authentic you.
Authentic you. That's dope. Be an authentic you.
It's important to be best friends, because even when that person is not necessarily the person you want to speak to at that moment, you still have your best friend, or you still have that other person, that other relationship that you share, that you can still go and speak to that person in love, and not just, you know, just the one angle of a spouse, you know? So I think that's important as well.
I would say don't have an ego at all, because it just gets in your way. It's not even, I've never had like an ego, but you know, I feel like that's a lot of people's problem.
I'm gonna write that because apparently he was talking to me, my brother. So
I would say for women pursuing marriage. Go after the man that you want. Society has definitely made women feel like they can't approach a man and that they can't start things off. But Cameron and I wouldn't be where we are today if I didn't take the initiative and just let him know my intentions and let him know what I wanted and what I expected and all of that. And for what was the second one? Issue, like when you're having issues?
No, just whatever you wanted to share. One thing.
Okay. Along the lines of that, I would just say communicate. Like, I'm a really good communicator, and I feel like that helps us a lot in our marriage. And Cam's a great communicator too. Like, we're both really good communicators, and that helps us a lot. But I know a lot of people have issues communicating. So, like, I think that would be a big thing people should work on themselves before getting into a union with someone. Is just learning how to communicate and convey your emotions. And I feel like a lot of Black women and men in general don't really know how to communicate negative emotions. So they come out lashing and it comes out aggressive, and it doesn't have to be that way. It's just like, let's take a breather and let's talk, because that's all we can do. It's just talk to each other.
Absolutely. Cousins?
Yeah, well, I second what Ms. Chanel said. It's always about communication. And you just gotta talk. You know what I'm saying? That would eliminate a whole lot of bickering and arguing and stuff like that. It's just communicate. Honestly, that's what I would say.
I would say to prioritize peace and happiness and making sure that your ways line up with the will of God, because I truly believe that if you go to God for how to love your spouse, He will guide you on how to be in a successful relationship. Just prioritizing peace and happiness in your home. That should be top priority. Like, sometimes communication, definitely. And communication is a huge part of that. And being able, if you don't have the tools, if you know you have a problem with communicating, if you need to seek outside sources, do that, because everybody didn't get the tools growing up. Everybody wasn't taught how to love properly. Everybody didn't get loved properly. So prioritize peace and happiness in your home. That's what I would say.
And with saying that, as a pastor, a lot of people come to me and ask about marital situations, but sometimes you're going to have to go outside and get professional help for that. That's important as well. Spiritual guidance, but there's some professional help that be needed for people as well.
Right.
Listen, first of all, the jewels that you all have dropped tonight have just been absolutely tremendous. Happy Valentine's Day, you beautiful people.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
No, don't tell me Happy Valentine's Day, child. It's going to be a long one.
Okay. I meant to other couples.
Listen, you know what? This is my century, not my year.
Yes. I love it.
This is my century. All right. At some point, I'm going to be on this show. I'm going to have my wife right here next to me, and then, we'll be able to do looking at each other. And, God has already worked her out. Matter of fact, baby, if you're watching, you can go ahead and leave the dude you with and just come on over. Get home. I done already cooked dinner. But in the meantime, between time, listen, we're getting ready to get out of here. Can y'all do me one last favor? Can y'all give each other a kiss? Just let everybody know. Give each other a kiss. Oh, we love it here. We love it here. Listen, I am just so excited. This is the crazy part about the show and it being pre-recorded. I'm going to toss it back to Zabe, who is now live in the Valentine's Day studio. Thank y'all so much for being here. Why don't you just wave goodbye to everybody? Thank y'all so much. And it's on you. All right, well, I'll take it from here. Shout out to Zabe. That is a good-looking fella who had such a great time interviewing those three beautiful couples. I hope you all had a blast. Listen, I had so much fun sitting down with Cam and Chanel, my Uncle Tim and Auntie Wanda, and Chris and Ebony. Just a blast listening to them look at each other, gaze at each other, and talk about the highs and sometimes the harder and not so smooth places of marriage, but through it all, it is such a beautiful thing. Black love is such a beautiful thing. Love itself is such a beautiful thing. And baby, if you know, listen, if you out there and you are bone of my bone and rib of my rib, my God, then, you know, next Valentine's Day, let us not do this. Let us not be alone. Let us be together. Let us be working towards that great day. But y'all, it has been a plum privilege to be with you in Zabe's Corner tonight. I had so much fun being able to live comment and tweet with you guys in the comments. We'll have to do this pre-recording thing again. But in the meantime, y'all, always remember that love is the only thing that can cover everything. And when you have nothing else, you have a greater love. Hug somebody, love somebody. And if you're sitting at home with your spouse, go ahead and give a quick kiss and let them know they still got it. All right. Listen, I'll see y'all next week as we get ready to talk about Black Lives Matter. And there is so much for us to discuss. If you have not seen Judas the Black Messiah, please go and see that movie. Incredible movie. It's gonna rattle you, it's gonna shake you, but it is a must see. Until next week, y'all be safe, wear your mask, and always show a greater love. Zabe is out.